Hey everybody, it's Helen Moses, your voice and messaging coach. Today I'm going to share with you an experience that I had just today that would not have been possible if I had not been both physically and mentally and spiritually and in every sense of the way aligned. You see, last year when I was at a conference in the fall, in November, I decided to purchase some software from one of the vendors that was there. And at the time, it seemed like a good idea. I convinced myself it was the right idea. This software will pay for itself in a month. I just need one client a month, and this software will be more than paid for. What I wasn't taking into account was the fact that my gut didn't really quite feel right about it. And the bottom line was, I signed up for this software, signed a 12-month contract to pay for this software because I liked the man who was selling it to me. And I didn't want to look weak because for not believing how much it could help my business. Now, granted, this software, I'm not going to say what it is, and it actually is a fine software. But what's not in alignment is that I signed up for it because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. His feelings. He's a salesman, nice guy, still a friend. But I signed up because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. And now 3 months later, I've paid for 3 months of it, and I'm not using it. And yes, I could use it. I could pay more to use it more. I could learn more about it, but it takes time and it takes energy. And every time I turn it on to try to use it, I get this bad feeling, this misaligned feeling. So though I signed a 12-month contract, I figured there must be some way to get out of it, even if I still have to pay something, but not the full amount of the remaining contract. So I set up an appointment with someone from the company, and today I had a phone call. Now, first I had to get completely aligned physically. Like my posture was, I have never had such tall posture. And on the call, I explained to her using every single tip I could muster from all of my vocabulary, my toolbox of tips on how to speak confidently. I used a downward inflection at the end of my sentences. I took deep and frequent breaths to avoid a shaky voice because I was a little bit nervous. But I told her what I wanted. She said, no, you signed a contract, you can't get out of it. I said, you know what? I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. I realize that is the case, but I'm not using the software. I'm not satisfied with it. I would like to know if there's a way to pay less than what I currently owe in order to get out of the contract. She heard me. I believe she heard me because I was standing up straight, because I was aligned mentally. I knew what I really wanted, which was to get out of the contract. Even if it meant paying money, which it ultimately will. But she put me on hold for a few minutes, came back and said, here's what I can do. And ultimately, I will be able to get out of this contract. I will have to pay a fee, and it's not a small fee, but it is significantly less than what I owe in the remainder of my contract. She worked with me because she heard me, and I treated her with respect. When I used my voice to mean business, to stand up for what I really wanted, that's what I did today. And as a result, even though this lesson has cost me, and I'm going to be thinking a whole lot twice about paying for anything else just because I don't want to hurt the salesperson's feelings, but I feel good. I count this as a win, and I attribute it to being aligned in 2019. It's my word of the year. It feels so good. I used the tips that I tell everybody else, and they worked. They worked. I felt more confident. I sounded confident. She heard me. She received my message. And then at the end of the conversation, I thanked her for hearing me and for seeing what else she could do outside of the box and outside of the parameters of that standard contract. You can do this too. And hopefully for you and me, we will recognize when we are at the point about to sign a contract for something or about to pay for something that doesn't feel aligned, we can actually say no before we pay the money. But even in those times, and when we might even have to pay some money to learn the lesson, I'm counting this as an investment in me being aligned and making wiser future investments. This is what it feels like, has felt to me, to like, that's just why I call a lot of other people who are sales people pushy. It feels like they're pushy. And maybe they are, but I think ultimately, mostly it was me. I was pushy. I mean, I allowed them to make me feel like they were pushy. So now I'm just aligned and I'm straightened up and I'm making it work. I want you to be aligned too. And I don't ever want to push anybody into signing up to work with me if they don't feel right about it, if it's not the right time. Just plant a seed and the timing will be right if it's meant to be. I'm aligned. Are you aligned? Go make it happen. Have a great day.